Look closely at this figure. She moves through the sky, but there are no wings on her back. Instead, long ribbons stream around her body, her sleeves open like currents of air, and every curve suggests motion. This is one of the most recognizable images associated with Dunhuang, the flying Apsara known in Chinese art as Feitian. But she is not simply an angel in Chinese clothing. Her story crosses religions, languages, and the ancient Silk Road. Feitian literally means a being that flies in the heavens. It is a Chinese artistic term, not the name of one single deity. The image grew from Buddhist traditions connected with Indian Apsaras and Gandharvas, celestial beings associated with beauty, fragrance, music, and offerings. As these ideas traveled through Central Asia into China, artists translated them into new visual forms. At Dunhuang, the flying figure became part of a much larger sacred world, surrounding Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, musicians, donors, and stories. To a modern viewer, a Feitian may resemble an angel, a goddess, or a fairy. Those comparisons are easy, but they hide important differences. In European art, flight is often shown with physical wings. Dunhuang artists usually did something more abstract. They made the entire body carry the idea of flight. A tilted torso, a backward glance, an extended arm, and a sweeping garment create direction. The figure does not need wings because the composition itself becomes airborne. The most important device is the ribbon. Long scarves twist around the figure, cross behind the body, and continue far beyond the hands and feet. They show where the figure has been and where she is going, almost like lines drawn through moving air. Curved sleeves and floating hems reinforce the same rhythm. The body may remain calm, but the fabric accelerates around it. This contrast gives the image both grace and energy. Chinese artists turned cloth into a visual record of invisible wind. Many flying figures do more than travel. They play instruments, scatter flowers, present offerings, or circle a sacred presence. Music is central to their identity. In Buddhist imagery, a heavenly realm could be imagined not only through light and color, but through sound. Painted musicians allowed viewers to imagine that sound inside a silent cave. Some instruments also reveal how widely ideas and objects moved along the Silk Road. Yet the exact instrument should be identified only when its shape is clear. The larger meaning is celestial music offered in devotion. Dunhuang stood near routes linking China with Central Asia and lands farther west. Merchants, monks, diplomats, artists, and travelers passed through this desert gateway. The cave temples created nearby were therefore never the product of an isolated culture. Their art absorbed and transformed many traditions. Faces, clothing, halos, movement, and decorative patterns changed across centuries. The flying Apsara is a perfect symbol of this exchange. An idea with roots beyond China, reshaped so thoroughly that it became one of the great images of Chinese art. There is no single timeless Feitian style. Earlier figures can appear strong, compact, and influenced by art from Central and South Asia. In later periods, bodies often become more elongated, gestures more fluid, and ribbons more elaborate. Court fashion, dance, painting technique, and religious practice all left their mark. This is why it is risky to treat every flying woman as the same character. Feitian is better understood as a visual tradition that artists continuously reinvented. The flying Apsara remains alive because the image solves a timeless artistic problem. How can a still surface express movement? Dunhuang's answer was not wings, it was rhythm. The curve of a wrist continues into a sleeve, the sleeve continues into a ribbon, the ribbon continues into the surrounding space. Body, fabric, music, and air become one composition. That is why the figure still seems to move after centuries. She does not fly because an artist added wings. She flies because every line refuses to stand still.